Hi, I'm Tina Willis, and I'm a Florida wrongful death and personal injury lawyer. And I wanted to just tell you today why I chose this practice area. Wrongful death, in particular, has very special influence on my life. So, my grandparents raised me. They took custody of me because my mother was psychologically very messed up. And how that started was my mother, who had been, when she was in high school, she was a straight A student. She was a dance champion. She was a cheerleader. She was very popular in school. And when she was in high school, she was coming home one night from a football game with a group of football players and cheerleaders. And she happened to be driving the car, although it wasn't her car. They were letting her drive. She wasn't drinking or anything. She was just an inexperienced driver. But she came up to a little bridge going over a waterway in Florida. And the bridge was so small that two vehicles couldn't get across it easily. And another truck, a large truck, was coming in the opposite direction, and she didn't know what to do. And when she got on the bridge, she was afraid she was going to have a head-on collision with this other truck. So she veered off the road and went into the water. It was indirectly a tragedy for my family, for her. I wasn't around yet, but it was a tragedy for her. She did not die in the accident, but her good friend and the captain of the cheerleading squad died in that accident. Throughout my life as a young girl, there were different times when we went to visit this young woman's grave. And my mother had terrible burns on her hand, or she has terrible burns on her hands from where she grabbed the muffler in the water trying to save her own life, which she was able to do. And then throughout my life, my mother, for one, was terrified of the roads. I would get so mad at her because she would go about 20 miles an hour on even a busy highway, which of course is not safe. But she had post-traumatic stress disorder. She also, this accident just took her life and basically ruined it. She dropped out of school. She got into taking drugs, hanging out with bad people. Part of what happened for her, which isn't obviously nearly as tragic as what happened for the other family, but for her, it was a small town and community, and she felt she was blamed for this and kind of went from being a popular person to being hated. But why that matters is it really just took her life in a terrible direction, from which she never recovered. And it very much influenced my life because she really wasn't a great mother, in large part, really, because of that accident. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm here alive and well, and the other family can't say that. All I learned from it, again, I wasn't even alive when this happened, but I really learned how much an auto accident, how much a wrongful death or an auto accident, the effect that it can have on an entire family, and even going forward for forever. It can just have such a tremendous impact on a person's life, a family's life. And that really stuck with me. In addition to that, because I was raised poor, I initially, when I got out of law school, I went to and worked for some of the most prestigious law firms in the country on the defense side. I didn't really know what I was doing in terms of career when I was 25 and making the choice. But I realized that my heart just wasn't in it when I was representing large corporations. I was good at it. I was very good at it. I had graduated second in my law school class. I won all kinds of awards when I was in law school. And that's what allowed me to get those really prestigious jobs. But my heart just wasn't in it. And eventually, as I got older, I realized I want to fight for the little guy. I want to fight. I want to be the one fighting these corporations. I don't want to be defending them. So that my heart and my soul is very empathetic to those who have been through auto accidents, to those who have lost loved ones in auto accidents. And I'm just all about telling their story, the importance of our job of gathering evidence we need to most effectively tell their story. And I take it to heart every single time we talk to a client who has lost a loved one or who has suffered catastrophic injuries themselves. Part of me thinks about my mother and what she went through. And I know how deep this hit will be in the family and to the person, but I really feel it. It fires me up, and lawsuits are a fight. They're not cookie cutter. They are a fight, and it's a fight that myself and my partner, take very, very seriously. And with each one of our clients, there are limits that are placed on us from the law in terms of, like, some people don't have any insurance coverage. We can't do anything about that. In some cases, the law prevents us from handling so many cases we should be able to handle. And we unfortunately have to reject those cases. And it's not because my heart isn't in it. It's because of the law. But when there is a case where we think we can help, we will fight like nobody's business to get you the money that you deserve to help you move forward in your life, to take care of your family, and to hopefully offset some of that bad outcome that can result indirectly from an auto accident. Having some money to help your family can really help avert some of those really bad things. So if you're looking for a personal injury, serious injury, wrongful death attorney in Florida, or in some cases in other states we can help, please give me a call and let's talk about your case. Now, again, you will need to answer some preliminary questions. I'm not answering the phone. Sometimes we can't help, and I am sorry about that. It isn't because we don't want to help in every single case. It's often because of the laws that limit who can recover and whether there's any money available. Those two things limit us very much in what cases we can accept. But if you have the type of case we can accept, you have my word that we will fight for you and get you every single penny you deserve. So until next time, please stay safe and healthy. Subscribe to this channel, because if you've been in an accident, it's important to understand the law, even if I'm not your lawyer. So I hope to see you guys around, and take care.